Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm very happy you joined me today. And today I want to show you my bearded iris that has name Dracula Kiss. It's called bearded iris because, get closer, it has beard right here. I love this color. It's one of the darkest purple that I have in my garden. Yeah, it's one of the darkest and I love it. It's just gorgeous, beautiful. I ordered it from breast.com. I will write the name of a company. I planted, this is third spring in this spot. I plant in the fall. So irises love to be plant, transplant, divide all in the fall. So that's why their roots kind of get established over the winter and they start growing early in the spring. If you divide your iris in the spring, you kind of will set back its blooming time, which is, I mean, you still can do it and it's be fine, but it's just take a time till it start blooming. Irises is one of the easiest growing perennial. You just plant in the ground and it's grow. And you leave it in the same spot for about 4 or 5 years. Of course, it depends how fast it's growing and how fast it's divided. If you live in one spot and you will not divide it and you start seeing that it start give you lesser blooms, it means it's time to divide it. Or if it started kind of growing in a circle, like started making circle, it's time to divide. I have a story. So I'm from Ukraine. And we did have iris in our backyard, but then something happened and it's died. Our neighbors though have only leaves and nothing else, no flowers in it, and she had like this for years. And one year my mom asked, "Can I take a little clump from your iris?" She says, "Yeah, sure. It's only leaves, nothing more. You know, it's not gonna bloom." So my mom planted. And sure enough, next spring or maybe one more year, I quite don't remember that, it was started blooming. It started blooming. It was beautiful purple color, and it's all because my neighbor didn't divide it. My neighbor didn't divide it for so many years that it's just totally whole patch stopped blooming. And of course, my mom had some kind of she did very good dirt, and she watering when it's neat, and she was fluffing the dirt soil so plant had air. So, and yeah, it's we didn't do no fertilizing, we didn't add no compost to it. Ukraine soil is such a great soil that you don't need do nothing to it. You don't need add no compost, no leaves. We never fertilize our stuff, no flowers, no vegetables, and everything grows beautifully. So yeah, and it will start growing. And at that time there wasn't no online orders, no flower stores where you can go and buy flowers, so you have very limited colors, and our was purple. So, and that's how I start my collection in my garden, was purple. I have quite few, but this is the first one that bloom in my garden, and I'm very happy. So an iris is a spring blooming perennial, but sometimes you can find irises that will be reblooming, and I don't know exactly variety that is a reblooming. I don't remember if this one is reblooming, but if you have your iris in the full sun, and this is requirement basically, if it's in the full sun, doesn't matter what state you are, if it's in the full sun, you fertilizing and it's planted correctly and you water, it will rebloom for you back again. It wouldn't be as gorgeous or so many flowers like it's in the spring, but it will come back in the kind of late fall, sometimes even winter, and it's bloom again. And I'm like, man, it's so beautiful. You know, you never expect that it's blooming, and it's blooming. That make me happy. I do have a few of them. One of them, it's called Immortal. It's a white iris. It's not blooming yet, but it does once in a while bloom for me in kind of early December. It's kind of make my day, make my winter days happier. And lots of times gardeners plant peony with irises because they're blooming at the same time. So you see, here's my iris, Oh my goodness. Here's my peony and there's my iris. And this blue one is Siberian iris. I don't know what name of exactly Siberian iris, but it is Siberian iris. It has a little bit different flower. It's much smaller, leaves different shape. You have to plant them differently compared to a bearded iris. And here's my another Dracula Kiss iris. It's beautiful. And right next to it growing, it's Twilight Zone Rose. This is the closest. Actually, on video it's much lighter than it's in real life. It's much darker, and it's the closest to purple in a rose that I can get in my garden. Of course, it's saying if you're in a colder climate, it will be darker. Well, story of my life. But yeah, it's pretty too. I kind of like how contrast it's giving. Just beautiful. This is my color in the garden. It's a purple, pink, kind of lavender, raspberry. Yeah, this one looked like extremely dark raspberry. Beautiful, gorgeous, love it. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today for my video. Have an excellent day and see you next time. Bye.